my next post or my next vlog was inspired by this one. I love the heading, by the way. It says, no time for dark humor in the workplace. Load shedding is no joke. It's an article by Labor Guide. So you can, hopefully while sharing my screen, you can also see it's laborguide.co.za, misconduct dismissals, no time for dark humor in the workplace. So this is an article that was written, and it's regarding an employee, Mr. Mahlangeni, who was employed by Ford Motor Company of South Africa. So what Mr. Mahlangeni did is that he posted a message on WhatsApp saying, due to the stage 6 load shedding, the Ford engine plant would on the 3rd of May 2023 be closed for the afternoon and night shift from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. in the morning. And then in addition, the message stated that the affected shifts would be placed on layoff on Wednesday, 3rd May 2023, and that in the absence of any changes, the affected employees would be required to come to work on the following day for May 2023. And then as a result of this of this message that was posted on the company WhatsApp group by Mr. Mahlangeni, 47 employees did not show up for work. And as a result, Ford ended up losing productivity that day and not being able to meet its customer orders. And then a little bit fast forward, the employee was subsequently dismissed, and then the employee went to the CCMA and applied and said that his dismissal was substantively fair. So remember, as I always say, in order for a dismissal to be fair, it needs to meet the requirements of procedural fairness. So procedural fairness means that the proper procedure was followed leading up to the dismissal, regardless of the merits of the case. And then substantive fairness means that the offense was of such gravity that it warranted a dismissal. So Mr. Mahlangeni did not challenge the procedure, but he challenged the dismissal, saying that his offense did not warrant a dismissal. So now this actually inspired me to share, like, how would you go about putting together a social media policy and procedure for your company. So I'm going to show you an example of my policy of social media, my policy and procedure of the use of social media in the organization. Because if you look at this case, it's actually social media that was misused, because after a while, then Mr. Mahlangeni said, no, he was just joking. He deleted the message, but the company challenged this version of events and said that his message was deleted after management intervened, okay? So let me share with you my next screen of how a policy and procedure of social media would look like. As promised, here's my social media policy and procedure. So over here, you would have your company logo, and then you'd have it on a letterhead or just have a company logo as a header for each page. And then this is what it would look like on the first page. So you say next revision date, and then status, is it draft or approved? And then you'd have a unique document number, because all policies and procedures must have a unique document number. Then you would say who originated it, who prepared it, and then who approved it, the date, and then they would sign, and then the revision history, because these are live documents, they are not cast in stone. And then you would have to state the purpose of the policy. So the purpose of the policy is to create awareness of some of the opportunities and threats that social media presents for the company. So in this case, the WhatsApp presented a threat for the particular organization, as well as the employees being aware of how to manage the risks associated with the use of this kind of technology. So this is to help in instances where Mr. Mahlangeni or the likes of Mr. Mahlangeni are there, so that they know how to manage the risks that are associated with this kind of technology, because as a result of his actions, the company suffered loss in its productivity and was unable to meet the requirements. Okay, and then you would have your guiding principles, your scope, who does it cover, and then you just say the benefits of the social media, and then you would have guidelines. So when it comes to guidelines, here are ones that are of particular interest or relevance to the case that we just looked at. So when using any type of social media, you must be credible, accurate, fair, thorough, and transparent. So Mr. Mhlangeni was not accurate, okay? And then it says cordial and honest and professional at all times. So his jest was everything short of honest and professional, okay? And then there's other dealings as well, keeping your postings legal, ethical, and respectful, just making sure that the organization is not harmed by what employees post on the various social media platforms. So we've got several social media platforms, Twitter, what is it called now? X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And then there are some guidelines as well for personal use of social media. So whenever I do training, like on my policies and procedures, and I train the employees after we have implemented or as part of the implementation of social media, I always say that maybe if you know that you use a particular social media platform for ranting and raving, rather not put on your bio the company that you are working for, lest you tarnish the image of the organization. And I always refer them to the ABSA case where an employee was dismissed as a result of posting what was considered racial slurs on Facebook, and on her bio, she had that she was a relationship manager for ABSA or something like that. So the bank was left with no other option but to dismiss the particular employee. Okay, so that's the advice that I always give whenever I train the employees on the policies and procedures that we've agreed on and signed. Okay, and then you would give to every employee to sign, write their name, surname, and their employee number, and then the date. They would initial every page, and then whenever the employees reach this, you would be able to prove that there was a rule instantly applied and that the employee was aware of the rule that is in place. Okay, so this is my example of what